She is now an author with her new book, An Educational Guide to Healthy Hair, a step-by-step guide on how to obtain and maintain a truly healthy head of hair. Her philosophy is mind, body, and spirit, helping women to connect the dots on how their medical issues and their hair issues are related. Please give a warm welcome to Mrs. Melva Williams.
I've been praying about what to speak to you about today. So staying with the theme, pushing towards purpose, and just sharing with you how I overcame a lot of obstacles and pushed towards my purpose. Being here today has been so very encouraging to me. Listening to all of the amazing speakers one by one has just inspired me and motivated me just even more than I was before I even came here today. Being a part of Power for a Woman just from the beginning, meeting Star about a couple of years ago, we met on Facebook, and right off we just connected, and we just kind of started chit-chatting back and forth. And I came out to the event last year, and I kind of sat back in the background and just kind of watched all the women and listened to the panels, and just came to the event just like this. And just to see, how it's just continuing to grow and meeting more and more amazing speakers, it's just amazing. So I am just honored, just to be a part today, standing up here, because I was sitting back there last year, and just grateful to meet all the speakers that are here today. Some I've connected with on Facebook that I hadn't had an opportunity to meet, so I'm just very honored to meet you today, because you've been an inspirational part of my life and on my journey. Whether I've met you or not, I follow you on Facebook, and you do inspire me, and I watch you and I see what you're doing. And like Danielle said, we can't do it by ourselves. We need each other. We feed off of each other. We encourage each other. We motivate each other. And it truly is a sisterhood. And until we understand that, and we continue to do things like this and to connect and just continue to grow in that one body together, and know that we're all our sisters' keepers. T-shirt. And really truly understand that and have that connection in our heart, then I think that, like Star always says, a united me makes it stronger us. So with me, my mom lost her hair when I was about 5 years old. She started losing her hair, and it was due to medical issues. She was very sick, poor diet, high blood pressure, the normal things in the Black community, a lot of different surgeries. And so as a kid, that was very traumatizing for me. She walked around with her hair in baggies, hoping that one day she would be able to regain her hair. She really never did. She would go to the doctors, and they would say, well, you're getting better, so losing your hair, that's just a side effect. And but for an African American woman, hair, that's a big thing. She would go to the beauty salons, and they couldn't figure it out. So for them, it's just cut it off. Let's give you a short style. Well, my mom had about bra length hair, so that was very traumatizing for her. And so I told my mom, I said, one day, I'm gonna be an answer for other women, and I'm gonna find out, I'm gonna get help. And so, as I grew up and I became a hairstylist, I began to see the problem all over again. And women would come into the salon, and I would just sit and talk with them, not only my clients, but other clients, and just ask them questions. How much water are you drinking? What's your daily diet like? Do you exercise? Things of this nature. If they're older women, are you going through the hormonal thing? About their metabolism. and different stuff like this. So once I gained all this information, I just began to seek God in prayer. And I'm like, okay, well, now what? And I just believed that I was led to just do research. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know the first thing about research, so, what do I do? Well, you can Google anything. So I just began to Google. And so that's where the connecting the dots began for me. So I just began to connect the dots, how much water should you drink on a daily basis? What does medication, how does it affect the hair? What does the hair need to grow? Just all of this information. And it took me about 13 years to gather all this information. And so I have like tons of information and over time. So now that I have all this information, I'm like, okay, now what? What do I do with this information? So over time, as I'm Googling and I'm researching and I have all this information, I began to go through all these things myself. I'm overweight. It's affecting my hair. I'm going through dietary changes, yo-yo dieting, up and down. It's affecting my metabolism, which affects my hair. I'm dehydrated, which affects my hair. So I just really believe that, I'm going through all of these changes myself so that I can get a better understanding of what I am going through with my hair so that I can be able to give it back and give women a better understanding. How can you be it unless you go through it? So that's why I believe it helped me to dig into my research a lot deeper. So now that I've gone through all of this, I began to go through depression. And now that I'm going through depression, I'm like, okay, my husband would turn the TV on Joyce Myers for me. And he just, pray for me, put the TV on, and leave out the house and kind of just leave it on and just let me go. And one day I heard a word that I felt like was for me. And she said, you have a word that's on the inside of you. And a lot of women need to hear what you have to say. And I felt like that word was for me. Now, could have been for anybody, but I was the only one in the room. So I feel like it was for me. And so that's where I believe the seed was planted. And I feel like pushing towards purpose, that's, it's a baby, it's birth, it's a seed. And so that's where I feel like the seed was planted. And so that's where the seed was planted for me. So from that day forth, I began to get up. I began to move forward, and that seed, okay, it's like now, okay, what word? But like, what am I gonna say? I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I didn't know what I was supposed to say. I just had a word that there was something I was supposed to say. I didn't even know what. I didn't know what it had to do with. I forgot about all the research I had done. I forgot about all of that stuff. And I just began to get up and move forward. Then after that, I had seen the movie Beauty Shop many a times. And I saw it one day. But this time I saw it differently. And I saw it and I said, that's me. I called my husband on the phone. It's time to get our product patented. And that's what we did. We ate soup for a long time, but that's what we did. So, and I felt like that that's where the conception began. Because it's one thing to have the seed planted, but it's another thing to move forward in it. Because you can get a word, and it can just be a word. But what are you going to do with the word? What are you going to do with all of this good information that you've received here today? What are you going to take away from it? What are you going to do with it after you leave here? So that's where the conception began. So then after that, there comes time. It takes 9 months to have a baby, unless we're in dog years. Mine was dog years. It took a long time. It took 2 years to receive the patent and all of the other stuff for the product. It took 2 years to write the book. It took a long time. So over that time, I had to downsize my house 2 times. My husband lost his car. He lost his job. A lot of things happened. I had to downsize my salon. a lot of things happen. People on the outside are going to look at it one way. They're going to look at it like, ooh, Melva doing bad. Did you see what she going through? I'm looking at it like, I'm going after my dream. I'm downsizing because I'm going to be upsizing. I know what he's doing for me. I'm just waiting on my time. So right now, I know that I'm just holding on because I'm looking at something far more greater in my future. So sometimes you can't shop. I wouldn't even you want to go to the mall? No. I don't like window shopping. I had a problem with spending money. So no, I don't want to go to the mall. I'm just going to wait my time, and it'll be a day that I'll be able to shop again. So sometimes those things have to be put on hold, but it's okay because there'll be another day. So there are going to be some things that's in that time and that waiting period. But then after that time comes, what is it time to do? It's time to push. It's time to push. After that 9 months, it's time for you to push. So then it's going to be some pushing. It's going to be some things that's going to come, some obstacles that's going to happen, but you're going to have to push through it. Because when it got tight, and my husband did not have a job for 2 years, and we still had a business, we still had a baby to feed, it was time to push, because it was time that I wanted to give up, and I was like, when are you going to get a job? God. And God was like, this has nothing to do with him. You have to remember what I put on the inside of you to do. And all of the time, I didn't realize that God had him serving me the whole time. He didn't even have a job. I was so busy looking at him. God said, no, look at me. So I had to keep my eyes fixed on God. And when God gave him a job, God gave him double the salary he had at first. So, oh yeah, keep your eyes on God. He will do it. So when the pushing comes, just keep pushing past. And then comes the delivery. Oh, and when he give you the delivery, my God, he brought clients in that I didn't know, that didn't know me, and they were like, what are you trying to do? Oh yeah, I know how to do that. I'm good. I know a business plan? Oh yeah, wrote me a business plan for free. The platform that I speak from today was written by people. My book was helped by people that did things for me for free. Didn't ask me for a dime. And I thank God for that, because I know that it was all him. I know that it was all him. And then after the push and the delivery, you have to take care of his baby. You have to take care of what he has given you. We cannot just do any and everything that we want to do with what God has placed, his purpose, in our hands. Everything don't cost for money. So when someone asks you to come and do something, don't always look to get paid to go do it. It's okay to do stuff for free. It's okay to say, yeah, I'll do it. It's okay to give back to your community. It's okay to just say, yeah, breast cancer awareness, yeah, when do you need me? I'll be there. It's okay to do that. So just take care of the baby. Whatever that purpose is that he's placed on the inside of you, there's something on the inside of all of us. It may not be the same thing. Look at all these people here doing something different. We all have a different purpose, but we all have something great. No matter how big or no matter how small it may look, but it's great in his eyesight. Thank you.